1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Do the clap thing.
Sync the audio.
Nah.
4 guys
good.
in 1 cup.
4 guys, 1 cup.
Yeah.
Who's the 1 cup?
I mean, we can choose. So, happy Pride Month.
Yeah, right.
What the
Happy Pride Month, Hussein.
لعنة الله على قوم لوط. That's what we say in Arabic.
Happy Pride
Yeah.
Month to our friend here.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Like-
Gay people.
We hate them as shit because there is nothing called pride.
Okay.
There is nothing. They just created that.
Happy Pride Month to you then, my
Just
friend.
cut their heads, you know.
Yeah, they created that. There is nothing called about this shit. This is just a shitty month that they put it for them, for people who want to express their ideology. They want to force it into us.
But one question. Is it right to force your ideology to people?
It's not right. They are forcing their ideology
Yeah.
on us. I'm gonna say to you now. Let's look before 50 years ago.
Yeah.
50 years ago, the gay things or any unnatural sexuality connection wasn't legal
Yeah.
at the past day. Now, it's totally legal and everybody are supporting them.
Yeah, yeah.
Every big companies, schools, brands, everybody they are supporting them.
It's true, but
Yeah.
I think here's the thing. I think you're a reasonable person, Hussein. That's why, like, I respect you. Like, you know, well, we don't talk like really too often, but when we do, like, I really usually have like a good conversation with you. So I think you would like understand.
Yeah.
Did you put that in one?
There's like two like ends of the spectrum. There's extreme, like in every ideology. Even think about Nazis and fascism, whatever. In every ideology, there's like two ends of the spectrum. There's the extremists and there's like the neutral people. The neutral people usually, like, I think they form like easily like 75% of any ideology supporters. Where there's the extremists, the ones that you've mentioning, the ones that are forcing everything, shoving shit like into people's like heads, like willingly or like unwillingly, to make them like follow them. So I think you're just mentioning the extremists because there's still like a minority, even a minority that still like is neutral to their like ideology.
There is zero natural identity in these groups. There is zero. I'm not telling you. There is zero people like they're taking it normal or keeping this shit for themselves. They are doing it in public. They are showing it to people. They are proud of it. And why are you proud of a disease that you have? That's a fucking disease that you have.
Okay. In this podcast, I
Yeah.
want to act like I'm gay and I support LGBTQ.
Aren't you gay in real life?
Maybe, who knows? I was acting.
Yeah. Kind of suspect.
So I wanna say, like, okay, for thousands of years we were under the ground. People didn't accept us, but love is love. We want to show our love and affection to the same gender.
I will ask you one question. That love that you are expressing, it's in a disease that you have, hormones that you,
No,
it's
I'm born
different, or you want this?
I'm born this way. Like, I cannot have any kind of...
If you was born in this, that means that your hormones aren't equal,
Yeah, but it wasn't
aren't
my
nature.
Yeah.
If you are gonna convince me that all gay people in this world they have problem in their hormones, that wouldn't be a problem. They can do it in let's say in religious, in Islam. In Islam, if they have problem in hormones, Sayyid Khomeini, if you know him,
Okay.
when he went in Islam, he said that there is no problem if they have some hormones problem. They can do a transaction.
Yeah.
They can translate themselves from a man to a woman.
Yeah.
But if you are telling me I'm a man and I love to sleep with another man,
Yeah.
that's a very big issue, a very big problem. Because it's disgusting for the eye of the person, it's disgusting. Second, if you're saying that there is a woman who wants to sleep with a woman, that thing, it's unnatural. It's not what a human being body is supposed to be like.
Yeah, I accept.
So if you are saying that I'm born like this, I want to be like this, you're born like this, you have an issue in your hormones. If you don't have issue in your hormones, so you want this, you're just like, that's my type, that's what I want. And if you're saying that's what I want, and it's wrong, and it's against nature of human, you don't have any right to go out and speak about it and say, and I'm proud about it because I am not a normal human being.
But
But here's the thing, like.
let me defend myself. Like, but we want to show people that we
You have to talk
exist.
gay though.
What?
You have to talk gay.
But if we want to show people
There
that
we
we
go.
exist, and I mean, like, people didn't count us as people before. Fuck you.
That is a shame. That is a shame.
That's such a-
You shouldn't have asked him that.
And so,
Set up, dada.
But like, people never accept us in the history and in all of the religion. We were bad people. We were like people that are normal. But we exist. We not for long. We want like, I don't have any affection or love towards a woman, and this is how I'm born. I cannot change it.
no, I told you a point and you didn't answer me about.
Here's the
If you have an issue in your hormones and you have some issues inside your hormones, the Islamic or the religious give you a solution. Let's say everybody will be okay with the solution if you have a serious problem. If you went to the doctor and the doctor said your estrogen is more than your testosterone, so that you can convert yourself to a woman.
But I don't want to.
If you
Like,
don't want to, that's unnormal thing. You're living in a unnormal position in your life.
Okay, but
Yeah.
we got we in our community, we got some men. When you look at them, they look like Kareem. They're like manly. They got beer and they act like a
I thought
man.
you meant you were gay. Okay.
Maybe I have some love for Kareem. So they look like them. They're not like feminine kind of man, but they want to be with a man.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, what do you think about them?
That goes to the same idea that I said. He wants to live in a normal shape. He can't be proud about this. Even a girl that is, she's totally a girl. She doesn't have any issues in her hormone, but she wants to be with another girl. She's doing something unnormal to the human eye or unnormal to the human being. She can't be proud of it. Companies doesn't have to support them. Big companies, big country, they don't have any rights about this. They can do it secretly. As a guy who used drugs.
Yeah.
He used, like, let's say heroines or morphines or any dangerous drugs.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with letting him doing it legally and he have rights to get this kind of drugs in the
No,
social?
because that thing gonna affect now with you guys. Because that thing gonna like affect the whole society, and it's gonna affect the kids when they see drugs everywhere, and like it's gonna change. Like same thing with same thing.
nice. You have that.
Like, you know what's the problem? You know what's the problem? Because I'm not actually gay, and I cannot defend it that way.
I had so much conversations with gay people, and when I talked to them, at the last of the conversation, they got fucking angry. What are you fucking talking about? Do not talk about this. You are a fucking racist.
Yeah.
You are against humanity. And I look at him like this.
Still alive?
They are. They are.
This is, can I
Yeah.
give my 2 cents? I think I've heard like a good amount of like what he's saying. Here's the thing. I get where you're coming from. I get like the problems that you face. But one question before I like jump into the main discussion: have you ever faced like a problem, like something that has affected you and your like daily course of life, due to gay people and to their like
Ever.
Okay, good.
Ever.
So here's the thing. With the whole like hormone thing, some people think like it's DNA related. It's not true. It's not like it's not deniable. It's not like completely wrong because it hasn't been proved yet. Like orthodoxically speaking, it has been proved that it's related to DNA. But it is true. Some people there's some fluctuations with people's hormones that could happen. But also the environment that they live in. If they get beat by their dad like every day and like they have no girl like friends and that could induce.
If you are saying that every Arab guy is a gay, if you're saying that's the reason,
No.
every Arab guy got beaten by their father, their mother. Every Arab guy didn't have a girlfriend in the beginning of his life or in his teenagers.
Arabs are
Arabs are different. Yeah, I know.
Not really wrong. If you take for example Lebanon, Lebanon is a good example.
Uh-huh.
Lebanon is usually like more like sort of mentally and like like ideology, like sort of ideologically speaking, they're more like free.
Mhm.
I think have you ever been to Lebanon?
Yeah, I went.
Gay cafes everywhere. Gay cafes
Yeah, I
everywhere.
know.
Because they're
I
like a little bit like sort of on the loose when it comes like to mentality and like free speech or whatever. But in our case, like I come from Jordan, it's like, you know, get your head cut off or like keep your mouth shut. That's it. If you go in Jordan, just like you swing the pride flag and everything, you get killed in a minute.
Yeah.
But in,
Sorry.
yeah, but in Lebanon, like you wouldn't have that because the ideology is a little bit more developed there.
Can I ask you a question? You will get killed by who? By the government or by the people?
Both.
Nah.
Both.
I will tell you something. Like even if it was a strict, I will tell you something. Even if it was a strict Islamic religion system, even it was like that, zero reason the gay people will be killed by the, let's say, the government. They will totally be killed by the people, by the citizens, because the citizens, they don't want these ideology to come to their own environment.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But I would have a more chance of myself getting killed by the people more than the government.
Yeah.
That's true. But
Yeah.
both of them are in the scenario, you know. But the thing is, it's so whatever like ideology we're talking about, whether it be Islam, whether it be Christianity, Hinduism, whatever, there's always going to be lies and like sort of impurities in the practices that, you know, the people like those support. So for example, let's take imams. Did you know that imams are the most like some of them are like the most like fucking chill, like bone chilling, like sort of child rapists in the
You say about the imams in the mosque who prays in the mosque.
Yeah.
So
they rape children.
There's experience.
Actually, I had a guy in Iran. His name is 2C.
2C.
2C. They proved that they done this stuff to the boys when they were.
Yeah, so where is the silver lining exactly? If the imams, like, I'm not talking all of the imams are doing this. Some imams are actually pursuing a life mission.
Wait, when you say imam for Shia, it means something else.
Something else. You're talking about
Say
the sheikh.
Yeah,
Let's say
sheikh.
sheikh.
We're in the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
So where is the silver lining? If there is compromises, if there is impurities everywhere,
Okay,
why should gay people, in your opinion, why should gay people like not practice these stuff at all, even if they keep it to themselves?
The imam, the sheikh that you say, or the guy who pray with the people inside the mosque, if he did that thing by arresting children or doing a sexual thing with the children, is he doing it as the straight of Islam, that Islam says to you, you have to rape every children?
No.
Yeah, so he's doing it against he's doing it under the table, like you, as you said. Afterwards, after the child go and say that the guy raped me or something like this, he goes, the police come and catch him because he's doing that under the table. He's not proud of it. He's not going outside and proud of it. And even if people know about him, they will do the same thing as they do with the gay people. They will kill him. Yeah. And in some countries, like my country or Iran or another country, he will be executed. Like killed by the government.
Okay, so I think I got what Hussein said. So you were saying it's just this argument. It's only exclusive to the people who are like extreme about it, to the toxic gay people.
No, it's all the gay people.
I think you should be more exclusive.
Listen,
some people actually do keep
Can
it
I say something in the middle of your conversation?
Yeah.
Like I have some gay people, gay friends in this university, and they're Iranians, and they say we don't like what community is doing, like. They say that we keep everything by ourselves. We don't share it. We don't do this stuff in public and stuff. And because the communities do some stuff that making us look bad. Most of it's like the same as with Zionists and Jewish.
Because the main point that the thing that they are doing, it is bad. It is a bad thing that they are doing. Like if we will say scientifically, it is bad because it causes a lot of diseases. If we will say for the social, for the community. It's bad because it's affecting the families, it's affecting the children, it's affecting, let's say, the main reason of a human being on earth, in every, like, let's say, in every community, so if it was religion or unreligion community, it's the main reason of existing, of the human being existing. So they have to, a man have sex with a woman, then they will have children, and the circle will continue till the end of this earth. By doing these actions, you are reducing, or let's say, you are making a problem in the community. In the community, you are lessening the child. You are going from the main reason of humanity. Let's say if you will see here in Turkey, every Turkish citizen is proud that Atatürk left for us a very good place to live. He's the grandfather of Turks. Let's say in Iran they will be very good with Shah, let's say, because he lived a very good place to live. Why did they do that? Because they have a belief that the next generation will be better. They are building, let's say, every government, every place, they are building the earth for the next generation. The thing that gay people are doing, by going from the same sexuality or going to doing this all of shit that is happening. That's all shit that is happening. Every homophobic, I don't know, a lot of things. A lot of things they are putting, and a lot of genders are coming out. All these are against the main reason of humanity.
And every day it's getting dumber and dumber. Because now we have some people that they think they should be disabled. They cut their hand, they make themselves blind.
These are like the most extreme, like fruitcakes. I don't agree. Here's the thing. I agree with only a subset of what you've said, which is only like, fuck the extremists, the people who are forcing ideas, the people who are making it sort of the norm to be gay. That is completely unacceptable. No one should force any said ideology onto anyone. But here's the thing. Being gay is like not necessarily bad. I mean, take Alan Turing, for example. Alan Turing is the father of computer science, and he was gay. He sucked dicks in the alleys of Brooklyn. It doesn't matter. But he produced... Here's the thing. In World War II, some scientists estimate that without Alan Turing, 2 million more Jews would have died. Oh, sorry, more British people and British soldiers.
Can I ask you a question about this point? How are you sure that this guy was gay?
He was gay.
How are you sure about
that? In his
that?
manifesto, he had a boyfriend. He named him, I think it was Michael or something.
When did you know about this?
It was written in his manifesto.
How do you know that his manifesto is true?
It was his handwriting.
Bro,
it was in his biography.
Bro. Now,
by his colleagues in Bletchley Park and all of that.
Okay, I got a live example. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. He's the first CEO in Silicon Valley that he's gay.
Yeah, now. Because he's supporting this ideology. That's kind of forcing. That's to let children or some normal people looking at this guy. He's a guy, he's the CIO of Apple company. He's a successful man and he's gay. Let me be gay. Like this, that's the ideology that it goes slightly to your mind.
Okay.
They are sending it slightly to your mind.
He is kind of right.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is too angry.
Here's the thing. Let me present another ideology. Another argument to the table. Beating up wives in the Middle East is a toxic sort of thing in the humanity sense, because that's the level where we're speaking of.
Yes.
In the Middle East, it's still accepted, and some people take pride in it, but it still gives damage to the community. It traumatizes children. So how is that less harmful than
if you will say in the Middle East, it's accepted by who? You have to answer me, by who? By the community, or by the government, or by the women themselves? Or by the Islam, or by the religious that they are.
Here's the thing: Islam doesn't encourages people to beat their children. That's true. But the community took this as a sort of.
One thing: sometimes he makes two things. Culture is different than religion and law.
It's true, but in Islam, mercy is a whole sort of big thing, right?
Yeah.
If you cannot, here's the thing: if you cannot force something on,
let me tell you something surprising. In our country, in my country, if you beat your wife and your wife goes to the police station and she said he beat me, you will be in prison for not less than 15 years. You will pay her more than 30,000 dinar, and she will be fucking rich because you beat her only one slap.
Okay, but that's
Yeah,
the same thing.
so yeah, if you're talking about it is accepted, it's not totally accepted. It's now, if you went to a Middle East country, you will see it's not totally accepted that you beat a woman. Even if we will say we will do a social experiment, I will take my wife and I will go to the street in any Middle East country you choose, and I will slap her on her face. See how many people will come and fuck my face up.
It is not accepted as an ideology, but it's
You changed your way.
I'm presenting
Karim, the thing you're saying, it was right like 40 years ago, 50 years ago. But now, it's different. Okay, sir.
Hey guys.
He was waiting for too long.
Maybe a moment of silence.
Nice.
Chill down,
No,
people.
but it is. Here's the thing.
You just ruined the silence, bro.
I mean, are we really going to waste like 2 minutes like avoid? But
Okay, so as I was saying, silence. The whole thing about beating wives and stuff, it is a stereotype that this only happens in the Middle East. What, you think in America people don't beat their wives?
No, it happens everywhere.
No.
It happens everywhere.
we're on the
You
level.
think
We're
people,
on that level,
you
so
think
we haven't
people
like
in
merged
Turkey
into.
don't beat their wives?
We haven't went to the
I've
opposite.
seen this firsthand with my eyes
Look,
multiple times.
if I want to talk about it like worldwide, I would have. But we're on the level so that we start from there, we create a starting point from any geographical area and just or any cultural area.
If you
And we
live
just
in
move on
like
from there.
let's say in 2000 in America, and your wife called the police because she was being beaten up, and the police come to the doorstep, right? And they ask what's wrong, and the husband opens up and he goes like, what happened? We had a call. Oh, nothing. I'm just showing wish to my wife. And then the police goes like, oh, it's okay. Well, I have the same problem. Bro, people beat each other everywhere across the world. It's not just the Middle East.
Some events happen like that, but it's still going on. If you're not doing anything to prevent it, why the fuck is it still happening?
There are some laws
My
to
point-
prevent it.
That doesn't. Here's the
My
thing.
point
Just
is not,
because
my point is it's not just the Middle East, it's everywhere.
here's the thing. Yes, it could happen everywhere, but now we're talking like in the Middle Eastern realm. I don't want to go worldwide because that would just inspire like other arguments and everything. We just want to stop there.
Let's talk about the place that we lived in for 20
Yeah, I
years,
mean, why the
30
fuck?
years.
Obviously, like people beat each other everywhere. But what I'm talking about, if it's acceptable in the community, if it's not acceptable in the community, why the fuck are people still doing it? Why?
Not every.
Exactly. Why are you still doing it?
Why are you still doing it?
People,
No,
here's the
let-
thing. It's like they look away. It's like yeah, I beat
Because
my
as
wife.
Iron said, as he said,
I
Aryan,
yeah.
you're iron.
Yogurt.
Yeah, as he said, that people are mixing up culture and religious together. They are mixing it up. Okay, let me tell you something. In the Quran, in our religious Quran, he say if your woman doesn't listen to you in some issues, you have to beat her. But the way that you have to beat her, give me your hand. Give me your hand.
Says anything.
Yeah,
No,
it says.
it
It says there is
But
an
it's the
eye.
third time.
Yeah,
Not
it's
the
the
first.
third time. After you have to beat her like this,
First time we don't talk to her.
Yeah, but not
Like
all,
this.
But, okay, but
not hitting her on the face,
Yeah,
not
it's not
hitting her,
that.
but yeah, not like this.
You can graze her,
Not-
but not fucking almost kill her.
Not kill her. That's the problem that he said. The people are confused by Islam and the culture. They are mixing it up.
Okay, you
Yeah.
want me to give you another example? West, when they see Middle East, they see, oh, they're forcing girls to wear hijab, they're doing this, they're doing that to girls, they cannot. But if you go to like Arabic country and they ask the girls, they like it. It's not, some of them they do it by force, but the majority they like it. They say this is our value, this is our culture, and our religious at the same
Yeah.
time. So no one is forcing. Go to UAE and a girl wearing hijab. They'll say,
The problem is with the hijab thing.
no, let's not jump to different
Yeah,
conversations. I'm just
yeah.
giving you another example.
Yeah.
That
I've
once
never met a single Middle Eastern woman who likes to get harassed.
harassment is different than hijab. I'm talking about hijab.
What is it?
The hijab is irresponsable.
I was
No.
giving you another example.
Traumatized.
I was giving another example that people see, like from outside, when you don't know what's going on inside. You see, okay, men in Middle East are forcing girls to wear hijab. But if now you go to Saudi Arabia or you go to UAE or any country in Gulf or even other Arab countries, if you ask girls, I think 80% of them, they say they like to wear hijab.
Okay, that's up to them.
So,
That's up-
but
because
what they
it
see
correlates to their values.
what they see from outside. If you show a picture about the same girl in USA, they say, "Oh, poor girl, they're forcing her to wear hijab." But they don't understand this.
That's the fault of their people because they don't do research.
So it's
they
the
just
same thing.
rely on the surface value.
It's the same thing
With what?
with kicking the wife.
Okay.
Like, it's not a good thing. Maybe not 100, like 50 years ago, 60 years ago, they done this. And if you go to your like family and say, okay, I beat my wife, they say, okay, she might have done something bad. But was it right or was it wrong? Even on that time, it was wrong.
Okay.
But in the society, people say, okay, it happens every time. Our grandfather was
Yeah,
like this.
they don't see that shit.
But now, even if you do same generation, like they don't do it anymore because they know it's not a humanly thing. Why you should kick someone when you can talk to them?
Okay.
Even in Islam, like me and Hussein have lots of like we're not agreeing in most of the points, but yes, in Islam they say you can do this in the
Hit
third
her
time.
on her hand.
You can graze it, but that's up to a certain threshold. Usually, like in
You,
the
in,
modern
the,
times,
in the third time, after
In the
you
modern-
speak to her, after you leave her bed, you don't sleep with her in the same bed. The third time, if she doesn't respond to you, you hit her very softly on her hand.
Even for kids.
If she didn't understand, you divorce her and nothing will happen.
Look,
Like,
that's up to a certain threshold.
Yeah.
Most conversations should be handled like
Yeah.
at the time of the conflict.
Yeah.
You know, it should be handled at the time
Okay.
of conflict. I'm talking about the extreme side, like the gay people. You know, when they're forcing ideas, when they're engaging like monogamous conversations with straight people, and you know, conflict starts happening. But if you look at Europe, and I think we should, you know, I don't really take pride in talking about this, but we should look more into like the modern societies of Sweden and whatever, where conflicts are handled. Most of them, obviously, they're not 100% clean, but where conflicts are handled at the minute and are dissolved, like at the minute of the when the conflict started. This is what we don't do. You took a big subset of society and you've just make it exclusive to just one minority of people
Because
who are
be-
more toxic towards,
No,
you know,
because
straight-
because I told you I'm against the idea itself.
Okay.
The idea of the gay, the lesbian,
Okay, so-
I'm against the idea itself because my religion says that those people who did this thing, they are against my religion. They are
Why don't
against
you, then why don't you let Allah deal with them?
No, because I'll tell you something. If they kept it away from my society, from my environment, if they kept it away from me, I will say Allah will deal with them. I will not force them to come to Islam and I will kill them
Alright, good.
to be straight. No.
Good.
But be away from my environment, be away from my society. Go fuck your dicks
Great.
in another
That's-
country. Go to America, your free
Yeah,
country.
that's what I'm
Do not
saying.
come to my
The woke,
society.
here's the thing, the woke LGBT community are the most piece of shit, toxic community on the world. I agree with that. But when you say all of them, that's when I'm starting to sort of like not sort of agree with everything. that
Because
you say.
all of them are starting to put this ideology to everyone.
Yeah.
Because I am let me tell you something. I am against this idea. I am against the gay idea itself. Like even if they are less people, they are not extreme. I am against the idea itself. Because the idea itself, in my eyes, it's against the human nature. It's against the human being. It's against the human society. That's why I'm saying all of them. I'm putting all of them in the circle. The many gender thing that they are doing in these years, I'm against all of this shit.
And it's not only in Islam. Other religions, they have the same
Yeah.
idea about pride.
Here's the thing, Hussein, like, I'm starting to think that it's on like this whole like, I don't want to say like, this whole like sort of image that you have of them, it's just maybe because of your personal experience only, maybe. let's take that into argument. Just, stay with me, play with me a little bit. Think that it's maybe just because of your personal experience, but for me, like, most of the gay people that I've met, most of them, they're not like that toxic at all. Like, they're not forcing stuff in your head. And there's also like multiple lights to this argument.
Not forcing stuff, but they are forcing stuff into communities.
I get that.
By doing, let me give you this the first example by saying like Happy Pride, like this. This is forcing into the community. They are forcing. These things are forced into the community.
Okay, so
let me tell you something. What my kid will be honored by watching Disney, some gay shit on Disney or some Cartoon Network shit.
You can prevent that exposure though. That's what people don't get. Here's the thing. There's some like sort of fake gay people who think that it's cool to be gay. These people are not like intellectual. They're stupid. They're not. I don't want to say it like that, but like they've done like a little amount of research. They don't know that this is like, a little bit of like a leveled up like argument. They just watch like fucking Euphoria on Netflix and they think like it's cool to be gay. These people are separate. They should not be taken as sort of a reaction of like all the people in the news.
They're the people who always go with the hype of everything. Like something is hype, they go with it.
Yeah. See, these are the people that also started it. So it's not only the extremists' fault. It's also the people who are taking this stuff and not rejecting it based on their beliefs. Because they don't take their beliefs in just like they don't take their beliefs and present it to the argument. They don't like do any sort of comparison. They just say, okay, it's 2022. It's cool to be gay. I'm becoming gay. There are people who exist that actually do think like that. So it's a multi-sided sort of argument where it's not only the extremist fault. Actually, it's some minority, some oblivious minority who think it's just cool to be gay. But there's also another group of people who I've met in the Middle East, or any part of the world, doesn't matter, who are not gay themselves, but they just don't have any problem with that. It's like if you have a Christian friend, a dear Christian friend to you, and it's Orthodox gay, or East or whatever, would you congratulate him if he's like your deepest like friend?
Nah. No, I wouldn't.
I don't think you would even be friends with
You
No,
wouldn't? Okay,
I'll tell you
great.
something. I'll tell you something like very, very much. When I used to live in Jumba, in a place in Istanbul, there was a guy from UK. His name is I forgot his name. I forgot his name. His name is Johnny. Johnny. Yeah. And like he came to the hostel and like we were friends and we were going out and like that. And suddenly we were sitting with the guys and they started talking about the gay shit. And I said, fuck the gay shit, it's nothing reasonable. Everybody looked at me and then Johnny looked at me and he looked at me and he said, I will tell my boyfriend about that. I looked at him like this, you motherfucker, you motherfucker. He have a beer, he's a man. And he said to me, I'm bisexual. I said, that's the mind-effectual, that's the thing that they are starting to put it to everybody. Like I will ask you a question. Identify the gay for me. The gay people or the lesbian or the something. Those people, those genders, those identify them to me.
I think the best way to, like in modern times, the best way to identify is like people who are sort of diverted from their sexuality because it correlates with their comfort zone. Because that's what they.
Can I add something to this? Some people they become gay or lesbian because they had a really toxic boyfriend or girlfriend. They were straight.
There's so many factors to this, and that's what I'm saying.
So we went to the first point again. I tell you, if it was a disease because of the hormones or it's disease in the DNA or in the genetics that they have, if it was a disease, I will not be against it. But it's not a disease it's just a psychology disease.
Yeah.
We can make it close as pedophile. We can make it close as animal attraction people.
Yeah.
They are the same. They have a problem in their mindset. They have a problem. How you can bring a gay and make him a teacher to the kids? How you can bring a gay as a guy to speak, or a lesbian, or those people have a mind issue, a problem in their mind.
Karim, he's right. Because if this, first of all,
But it's not a problem.
yeah, it's not a problem.
When you say it's a problem, you're really just taking like all of them.
It is a problem. It is a problem.
Okay.
You're saying that there is a man
You're saying
who have a
it's against
psychology.
human nature. You're saying it's against human nature. to be
Yeah,
gay.
yeah.
And that's up to your definition, but some people can define like human nature in different ways as well. There's so many factors to this. You cannot like sort of exclusively put it in one realm. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, now listen to my point.
Okay.
First of all, you're too extreme about being homophobic. Then
There is, by the way, there is nothing called homophobic. They created this
Yeah.
as let me tell you something because that's something that they created. A homophobic. It's like when you are in an elevator and you smell a fart and you smell a fart and you're so like you don't want to say I smelled a fart because they will say who smelled it did it. It's the same thing. You don't want to be. You don't want to be. They will say.
okay. Listen. We use
It's a homophobic thing.
Okay, we say homophobic because this is a term people use it. I'm saying, first of all, you mentioned something that you can put your child away from this whole thing. You cannot, because if you let it go by day,
If you're a religious sort of, extreme sort of, not extreme, like sort of, hardcore, like, religious person. Because it's your duty, according to your religion, it's your duty to protect your children.
when we finish, then you can.
From such aspects.
Like, if this thing goes around the whole world and people get used to it and it becomes normal, okay, he doesn't want his child to see this stuff. He can stop it in the house, he can stop it by the places they go and eat, but he cannot stop it in the school.
He may not succeed. I'm not saying he may succeed in it. He may not succeed.
He's afraid of that. He's afraid of, like, first of all,
So who's forcing the ideology now? In your way of appointment after he explained it to you?
I'm not forcing anything onto you.
Okay,
just
I understand both of you, so I will explain what he's saying, what he wants to say.
Yeah.
He's saying to you that some people, they don't like the community, they don't agree, like what happening in Jewish and Zionists. That we have some Jewish, they're not agreeing what Israel is doing. Okay.
Yes.
He's talking about that in Jewish way, like he's talking about that type of Jewish that supports Palestine. He say, okay, some gay people, they're like, we don't accept what's going on, we don't like what's going on, but we are gay and we don't have any problem with others. We don't force
even the example that you did with the Jewish and the Palestinians, we are talking about the action that they are taking.
Yes. Let me finish.
The action that they are doing.
Okay, both of you
Yeah.
wait. What?
Why are you
Who
gay?
says I'm gay? Like,
You are gay.
he's telling me, so your thoughts shouldn't be to everyone. Some people, they're just minding their own business and they don't care about what's going on outside and they don't agree with it. They're just minding their own business in their home. They don't show it outside. They just have their own life. And they're happy.
Let them go to hell.
Okay.
I will not go to them. I will not go and tell them these.
He's saying this.
I will not tell them to come be straight and like.
He's
let them-
exactly saying this.
Those
thing.
people, let them go to hell. I will not go to them and tell them you have to be straight or let him.
Yeah.
If he's not minding my society and not minding my Islamic society, my let's say my
values.
no
What?
Environment.
my environment. If he's not minding my environment,
He's talking about that.
That's what I've been saying for the past fucking 45 minutes.
No. You were saying those people. I have problem with their action. I will not accept their actions that they are doing. Even if they don't come to my society, I will never accept their actions.
Okay, it's
Okay,
good.
imagine this.
Yeah.
We have a gay sort of person in here, and he's engaging like in a good conversation with you. And he's at first you don't know he's homosexual, and then he starts showing like traits of homosexuality. What would your reaction be?
I will cut the conversation with him and I will leave him and go, because I'm from the beginning against the action.
Okay, even a better.
Let me tell you a little story that you will understand me after that. In the Quran, in my religious, in the Quran, the story of Qawm Lut, if you know about them, Qawm Lut. Qawm Lut, they were people doing gay thing, women's and men and men. They were doing this kind of shit. When God sent them 2 angels to tell them that you are doing what's wrong, and those angels were very beautiful, and till the end of the story, the wife of Prophet Lut wasn't doing the same gay thing, wasn't doing it. She just agreed with them about what they are doing. She just was open-minded, as we say right now, and God take her with the same punishment that they have, because we have a rule. We have a rule in Islam. If you are okay with somebody doing the same thing that guy will get, you will get it too. If you من رضى بعمل قوم كان منهم.
I see what he means. Okay, I think those things are.
But one other question: should you, like, you have something? I don't know how they say it in Arabic, but we call it amr bil ma'ruf.
Amr bil ma'ruf.
So you have to do it because you're Muslim once.
You have to do it, yeah.
Once, just once.
Yeah.
But can you force someone to go to heaven?
No.
Can you just? Is it the same thing if you let them do whatever they want? You tell your ideology and say, okay, for me and based on my religion is wrong, and you let them go.
Yeah.
So what do you think about letting that thing go? So do your
We
thing.
let it go. Let them go. But do not, as I said in the first one, do not affect my environment. Do not affect my society. That's only that. That's. I will let them go. I will tell them once, do not be gay. That the gay shit is very bad for you.
Yeah.
Very bad for your health. Very bad for the afterlife. If they do believe in afterlife.
So the whole thing is saying is about this.
I will say it. If he didn't take it as his mind, okay, you can go. You can go do whatever you want, but don't come again to my society. Do not come to my environment. If you come, that needs an action from me.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I understand everything there.
Yeah.
Like the thing that happened in Qatar for the World Cup, I really respect them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's
Yeah.
our
These
country.
guys, because it's their legislation, it's their territory. They're free to do whatever the fuck they want. It's like, think about it this way: why the hell would Germany prevent, the Heil Hitler stuff, where you can? It's a natural thing that you can do because
You did it in German person.
because it's German territory, because it's their legislation. They have rules. Every tourist should follow.
Yeah.
And the woke culture was like, it was so good to see that. Like everyone went apeshit, everyone was crying, everyone was fucking screaming, and I just sat there laughing my ass off.
And what about German people when they wanted to put the
You saw the thing happened in Iran like a few years ago. They had a friendly match between Iran and Germany.
And the people were looking fucking going on. The Germans were clueless, they were like, what the hell? It's good to see that.
So Mujtaba, you didn't talk at all. So give us your ideas based on what you heard till now. I know you said it's a stupid conversation, but give me your ideas.
Okay. You're a terrorist, you're a LGBTQ protester, you're a Iranian guy. And I'm just another Afghan.
You're with our side. You're with our
But I
side.
think this spot's up.
Well, like, we're more cruel than you guys. At least you guys like talk with them. We never talk.
Yeah.
First we fuck them, then we
Okay, give us your ideas. What do you think?
idea about what? What do you want to know?
About what Hussein said and what Karim said. I think both of them are right, and both.
Gay people. Let's start specifically with gay people. People who are gay and people who are basically bisexual or whatever the fuck have been in society for a long time.
No.
It's not that they just fucking came out of nowhere right now. They've been in society for a long, long time. With the Romans, most of them were gay, right? Even with the ancient Egyptians.
The camera. No, you talk. I'm
Okay.
just checking the camera.
Even with the ancient Egyptians, they were gay. Like the gay and lesbian thing has been in society for a long time. But right now, what is happening is that it's slowly coming out, and what used to be a taboo between people And now it's open. Everyone comes out and says, I'm gay, I have rights. I'm bisexual, I have rights. And people are exploring all different options of what I can be and what I can't be, right?
Yeah.
But if you go back to the start of it, like, let's say people who are homosexual. The basis of homosexual people is very dark. Where it comes from and how it's made is very dark. It does not come from a place of happiness, I guarantee you that, right? Let's say that I'm just a normal person in life. I'm not affected by gay people. I don't have any gay people around. I don't even know gay people exist.
But you
But
can get
one
girls.
day, suddenly, I feel gay. Why is that? Why does that happen?
Because you can get girls or something?
No, it's not because
It
of
can
that.
be that.
Can be done.
Yeah, sure, it also can be it. It's because society is cruel,
Yeah.
right? Maybe we were raised in a good family, but most people were not.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying.
Most people were raised in a shit family,
That's what I've been saying.
right? And the whole gay feeling, like I said, it does not come from a place of happiness. You do not turn gay.
From where does it come?
It comes from a place of toxicity and pain.
Psychology,
Trauma.
a psychology issue. So these people have a psychology issue.
Obviously, like what you
Yeah. So you're supporting people who have psychology issue, not you, the people who
Yeah.
support them. You're supporting people who have psychology issue.
I believe these people, they need help. They don't need help in a way that they're mentally ill or something. No, they're perfectly fine. They have brains, they can operate, they can think. They're not crazy, you know.
They're traumatized.
There's no difference between right and wrong, but they're traumatized, you know. For example, listen, you're a kid, right? And you come to me and you say, hey dad, I feel like I'm being a girl, right? How do you handle that? Your first answer is going to be like,
Nah.
okay, well, guess
Nah.
well, listen, I mean,
Nah.
in reality, that's exactly what happens.
No.
In every family, and that is a horrible response to a kid doing like that. It's not just sitting in
You know,
house.
I will tell you something. That thing happened in front of me in my friend's family. We were sitting, and it happened in front of me. A boy came, and he was putting some makeup. His kid came, and he's putting some makeup, and he puts a barok, a hair, a wig, and he came to him. And when the dad saw him, I was expecting that the guy will slap the shit out of him and he will let the makeup come out in his hand. But the reaction that he took was very good and it surprised me. He took him, he said, it is wrong. And he started talking with him like he's talking with a 20 years old man. He started talking to him. He said, it's wrong, you're a man, God created you as a man. Yeah.
I get your point, right?
Yeah.
But
What
he
you
started
saw, was maybe a lucky guy, a lucky boy.
But still like the 1%.
You know, like a 5%, right? Like basically, you get, but there are other places where the family is far more toxic. Like the men in the family are very masculine, even though extremely masculine. And they say man, woman, right? And I'll tell you a few stories from my country, Afghanistan, right? We have some gay people. I mean, not anymore. Right now, the government will obliterate any gay people they see, right? That's gone. But back in the old government, we had some gay people. If we had to look at the origins of where did these gay people come from, right? So there is a genetic condition where somebody is male but is born with unbalanced hormones, right? They're born with unbalanced hormones. Their hormones go up and down like a female, but they're male, right? That's why, or the other way around. They're female, but their testosterone goes up. They have a big beard, but they're female, right? Like these kind of conditions are extremely rare. They're rare, but they still exist. They're in there.
Those are the real people that I told you. Those are the cases that, okay, I will say these people have a real disease, a real issue in their body. They can't convert themselves, as Sayyid Khomeini said in his opinion, that they can change their gender.
Yeah.
But the people that have the mental issue that you said,
I'll get to that.
those people doesn't have any rights.
I'll get to all that. For example, the people just mentioned, they are one of us and they need help. We will help them as society as much as we can, which most of the time we don't. Most of the time, society will make fun of them.
Tell me how you would help them.
How I would help them? The exact same thing you said before. That's probably the best way to help them.
What?
But
What?
They just mentioned thing what you said. What was it?
About
I
what?
forgot.
About the kid?
No. Okay, fuck it, whatever. Listen.
How would you help them? Answer me about this
How would
question.
you help what?
You said they need help. How would you help them? Would you make them back straight, or what would you do?
They only need help when they're in a young age. I would say after like being 18 or
You would
like
put
19,
them-
they have the freedom to
Listen,
choose.
you would put them in a place where they're suited. For example,
Yes.
in Turkish the bathhouse in the old times, right? For example, in the woman bathhouse, there was like a gay guy in there, almost
Not
all
gay.
the time.
Not gay. A
Almost
guy
all the time.
a guy who got his testicles and his penis cut off. He's not a gay. He's a normal guy, but he doesn't have a penis to do anything. You know about it?
Same thing, bro.
No, it's not the same
Like,
thing.
we have a king in Iran, his name was Agha Muhammad Khan Qajar. He didn't have testicles and stuff.
Okay,
but he
okay,
wasn't
whatever,
gay.
fuck it.
He
Listen,
wasn't gay.
let me
It's
finish.
not gay. That's
Let
the
me
point.
finish my conversation, for fuck's sake. Listen, so I was just saying, back in Afghanistan, right, we have a group
But
of
before you
people-
go back, answer me. How would you help them?
Bro, fuck you. Let me finish. Again, I'll tell you how to help them. First, let's take up your ass. That's the best way. Right?
Why?
So listen.
Answer me how.
Bro,
How would
You have no way. You said something, but you have no solution for it.
bro, like, no, he's like one of those guys, right? Where he finds this weak spot in the conversation and he just tries to go to the own way. He's like, give me an answer! Give me an answer! Listen, bro.
Okay, continue.
Okay.
Continue, I'm sorry.
We have
Shut the fuck up, continue.
We have some people in Afghanistan, right? This is, if there are any Afghans watching this, if there are any base real Afghans watching this, we have a thing called Bacha Boss. You know, like he knows. Bacha Boss is basically a guy who basically has like boys as kind of gay kind of slaves, which we call Bachigiri, right? They have those, but they also at the same time have wives. They also like girls, right? But you see where the basis of this comes from, right? The people who do this are extremely masculine, toxic motherfuckers. Like they're fucking monsters, right? You know why? Because the Bachagiris, like the people who are under them, who they go around and carry with them like their sons, and they fuck them, right? Those guys are children most of the time. They're 16, 17, they're super shaved, they're super white, they're super nice, you know, like
So it's
good-looking boys.
pedophiling. It's pedophiling.
It's pedophiling.
It's pedophiling, and
But
that's
listen,
it. And that's the result. The result of pedophiling, you have gay people.
After exactly, that's
Ha.
the result. And you see, it's because of these fucking bearded bachabos motherfuckers, which produces all those other young kids who are told as kids they put zangola in their feet. Zangola is basically the thing they put in a girl's feet and they dance. It makes noises. They put that on young boys' fucking feet and they dance. You know, and they grow up. And then they, for example, one day America comes and goes like, "You're gay. Come, I'll help you go to America." They go
Bro,
to
I'm
America, they're gay.
I'm not surprised from Afghanistan because you're ruled by Taliban. Taliban, okay, as their actions, okay, as their action, Taliban, I'm not surprised because it's in their religion. In their religion, they have some gay shit.
Our religion is Islam.
No,
It's our culture, religion.
no. Taliban, Islam isn't a real Islam. I said it before and I will say it again. the Islam that they represent isn't the real Islam.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, can I
Yeah.
can I say something about
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, we had ISIS and we have good Muslims. They read the same book. Why they turned out to be this?
Because I will tell you something. Because they read the books. Those Muslims that became ISIS, they read the books. They believed in that. What?
No. They read Quran.
No, bro.
No,
Let me tell you something. I will tell you something. Let's take a break and we'll talk about this subject.
I'm just gonna say this one thing,
We will
right?
talk about this subject in a very specific way.
Okay,
Like it will be very good.
Because in
Yeah.
this thing, I
Before
feel
you take a break, I'll just say this, right? You guys need to study more about human psychology and human manipulation. Let me tell you, you can manipulate a person with a 5-minute fake video that you can randomly make and put it on the news. Do you know that? You can manipulate them.
because social
5
engineering
minutes.
is a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Humans are manipulated like this, especially as kids. If I raise you in a, I'm ISIS, right? I raise you in a family. I can make you into a killer.
I can make
you into a
if
killer.
they manipulate.
I don't need the Quran. I can still make you a killer.
No,
Guys,
not
Make you a killer.
guys, wait.
not all. Okay, we'll take the break and we'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do the clap thing. So, back again. Do it. So, last thing I said was we have ISIS and we have good Muslims. They read the same book. The booking is Quran, and they believe in the same prophet. But what makes them be ISIS and kill people by the name of Islam, and what makes other ones be in peace and be a good Muslim?
Okay, I like your questions. Very good. The answer for the question is from who they take these rules or these religions, from whom they are taking it, from where they are taking it. If you say from the Quran, it's impossible that they take these rules from the Quran, because in the Quran you have 60 deep meanings of the Quran, as the Prophet says, 60 deep meanings and 60 appear meanings in the Quran. So if you said they are taking it from the Quran, it's impossible. If you will ask a guy from ISIS or from anywhere, he will answer you simply from Al-Hadith or Al-Sunnah.
Yeah.
Okay, from where do you take Al-Sunnah? He will say from Sahih al-Bukhari or Sahih Muslim. Okay. Those two books. Those two books are the rule for them.
Yeah.
The rule to go into to do all the actions that they do.
Yeah.
Okay? So now you ask me, what's the difference between the normal Muslim and the ISIS Muslim? The normal Muslim that you see in the university or when you see in everywhere, that Muslim didn't read the books that he had. The Sunni Muslim I'm talking about. He didn't read the books that he have in his religion.
Yeah.
He didn't read the books that he should read. So he doesn't know. If you ask him what's the hukum of something, what's the hukum of the teeth, what's the hukum of, he will not know how to answer you.
Can I say
Even
something?
if he read all of the Quran, he will not know how to answer you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wanna say something, and I want everyone's idea in this. I have no answer for it, and I ask other people, they don't give me any answer for it because there's no answer basically.
Okay.
Muslims, they say Quran is miracle, right?
Okay.
They believe it's the last miracle, and it's the miracle for the Prophet.
Which Quran you are talking about?
The Quran,
That is right now here.
the first Quran.
The first Quran. What like definition? The first Quran.
They're like, because you cannot say first Quran because everything comes by time and by the situations. Okay, the Quran that Ali wrote,
Where is it?
we don't have it.
We don't have it. What's the Quran that we have now?
I have no idea. That's not my point. Listen to the end of this. They say this is the miracle, and they use Arabic language for it. But Arabic language, as both of you are Arab, you know, Arabic language is a really strong language in vocabulary.
Yes, yes. You could arrange any 3 letters in the Arabic language and it will form a word.
Okay, so that's the thing. Why, if God, it's God, He knows everything. Why he chose Arabic as a language. But we have this problem in Arabic. If you want to translate it to another language, like my language, that is Farsi, it's gonna lose some meaning. Even if you tried your best, that's how translation works. Even in normal books, you lost some meanings because my language doesn't have some words from your language.
Because there are some contexts that only exists in the Arabic language and not in other languages.
So, and personally for me, I would maybe never learn Arabic. And as you Arabs, even for you, reading Quran is a hard thing to do because the words in it, and I don't know about the grammar, but I know about the words. The words they use in it, it's old version and it's hard for you to understand. Okay, so I'm the closest language to Arabic. So, but even they translate it to me, I cannot. It's gonna lose some meaning. I'm not gonna get the best point of it. So my question is, if it's really a miracle, like for you guys, the thing I'm saying is kufr. Okay.
No.
Wait for this. Wait for the whole thing. Maybe you have an answer. What?
Speak.
Your kafir.
Yeah. Why, if it's a miracle, why it's in Arabic? And Arabic is the hardest language to translate to other language.
No.
If it wasn't really a miracle, why it wasn't in a tablet or in a language that all of us could understand?
I will answer you now. If you go back into the languages that exist before like now the multi-languages thing, you will find the Latin, the Hebrew, and the Latin and the Hebrew and the other Ashuri. If you heard about it, that the Persian come from, and they are all, if you mix them together, scientists discover if you mix them together, they will become an Arabic language. So the language that was before, the people that used to talk to, when the Quran came, it was the language that anyone who speaks that, it will be similar to them. Similar to them. And the miracle in the Quran, that the words that in the Quran, that the Quran speaks to, is a miracle by the way of order of it and the way that it sounds. That's the miracle in the Quran. And the other miracle in the Quran, there is some scientific things that are proved by scientific that Quran mentioned before 1,500 years ago. And that's the other miracle of the Quran. And if you're talking about the Quran, why it's in Arabic, because Arabic, the language of the people who was the main head of all the religion. If we will talk about Mecca, if we will go back in the year before Quran came, Mecca was the center of all religions. Mecca, if you don't know that, Mecca was the center of all religions.
It's true.
All religions used to go there to pray in Mecca. Like the Jews used to pray there, they had their thing in Mecca. The people, atheists, the people who pray for the statues, the people who pray for the sun, all of those people used to go to Mecca, to this place. And they used to do
for
something.
pilgrimage, basically.
Yeah, this place that Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam built, this place was a center. So that's why the Quran came in Arabic, because he was going to that center for every religion who was believing in another gods or another way. It came in Arabic. And the Arabic, as I said, it was the similar and the simplest language that is mixed between the Hebrew and the Ashuri and the Latin.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
Okay. That was the history of it, but it wasn't my answer.
It is the answer.
No.
I said to you, you said why the Quran was coming in Arabic. Why God chose the Arabic for Quran? Because it was the similar and it was the easiest language back then to the Hebrew and the Latin and the all. And as we said, it was the center of all the religions.
So I add something to my question.
Yeah.
They say Islam it's for all the times. So even us should understand it. Even people before us could understand it. We're gonna understand it in the future. They're gonna understand it, right? This is for all times. But how come nowadays we lost the way? How come, like, I think this ISIS Muslim came from this. They translate some stuff, but as these people say, it was social engineering. They translate it in a way that they can affect their mind. Because most of them, like ISIS, wasn't all of them were in Arab. And even if they were Arab, they couldn't understand it. So that's why people go to Sheikh for the tafsir.
That's why I told you they can't take it directly from Quran. That was my answer at the
Because they
beginning.
don't understand it.
No, not because they don't understand it. Because what explains the Quran in the Sunni religion, it's Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. And if that thing was the explanation of the Quran, and it have these rules in the Quran, if it's have these rules, that make the religion weak. Let me tell you something. In Sahih al-Bukhari, there is a hukum. If you went back of Islam, and if you were Muslim and you want to be another religion, in Sahih Muslim, they take it as Abu Bakr did with the people who converted to other Islam after the Prophet death. They put them and they burned them.
Yeah.
So that hukum, you see ISIS are doing the same thing. They did the same thing because they have the proof of Sahih al-Bukhari or Sahih Muslim. That's why I said to you, that is a fake religion. What Taliban and like Taliban in Afghanistan or ISIS or Al-Qaeda or those terrorist organizations are taking their rules from Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari, the fake Islam.
Yeah.
That I call the fake Islam. I have talked with too many people and I see this ideology that came for the people.
You know, Hussein,
because
there's
the
a
fake
saying,
Islam.
there's a famous saying,
Yeah.
they say, if you're raised among sheep, you'll become a sheep. If you're
Yes.
raised among wolves, you'll become a wolf.
Wolf.
But
Exactly.
he is true. These are like a group of people, a group of extremists who have diverted from the original teachings of Islam.
No, if you will go in the Sunni divergence of Islam, you will not find it a true
So you're saying they weren't even educated about Islam?
They are educated in their books what they think it's Islam. Like in their books, what they think is Islam. That
So they did divert.
after the death of Prophet Muhammad, tell me somebody who's holy in their religion, who's called Abu Bakr, for example,
Abu Bakr
Umar, Uthman.
Right.
Those people, after the death of Prophet Muhammad,
How are
they
you?
used to go to countries, engage countries, attack them, and tell them if you will not convert to Islam, you're dead or you have to pay money to be alive. And if you go to the history of the Prophet Muhammad, there is nothing called like this.
Yeah.
There's nothing like this.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
Yalla.
okay, what they are doing in the Islam, in the Islam, it's something who was faked in Islam. It's something who became fake in Islam. That's the reason I told you, the people who educate their books and read their books, their Islamic books, they converted to ISIS. Because they read those books and that things, they are in their books.
Okay,
like
so
yesterday, by the point, yesterday when I had the LGBT on the group conversation, one girl told me in Islam you have a discussion that allow you to marry a girl who's 14 years old, and that's qualified. In the real Islam, you don't have this.
You don't have that.
You don't have that.
This is what
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I see.
That's what I'm talking about.
So it's a group of people who took the
It's
original.
not only a group of people. You're talking about the minimums of Islam. The all people, like you will find only a little people. Let's say
population.
a huge population of Islam
Yeah.
who are talking in that way, who believes in these beliefs. If you will go in the real Islam, you will find it more easier and more better than the thing, and more reasonable and more logical.
So it's sort of information that was added to the original teaching of Islam, and they started snowballing from
I
that.
think
Huh.
that thing comes from when, sometimes religious mix with the culture and religious become culture, like what you Arabs have. But sometimes culture, somehow it sounds and looks like it was part of religious. Maybe that marrying to a child comes from some cultural people, and by the time people that don't have any idea about Muslim and what is Islam, they thought that, okay, this is Islam, we can do it. Like one thing when I talk to people is when I say, as Shia we have sighat.
Sighat.
Yeah.
You mean the temporary marriage? Yeah.
And when I say this to them, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And like
They're ready for 1 hour.
Yeah.
They're ready for 1 hour.
Yeah. I will tell you. I will give you an example. And I will give you something logical. Now God created you with sexual power, okay, as a guy.
Yeah.
And you
Fucking
can't
tell me about it, bro.
Okay. God created you with this sexual power. Then after that, you want to get married, but you don't have money, or you are not ready yet for marriage. What should you do? Masturbate in your bedroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that logical for you? Masturbate in your bedroom rather than having marriage, or rather than going to a prostitute and give her money, then fuck her, then leave her?
No, like I would rather masturbate.
You will take masturbate as your power, and it will affect your power of sexuality, and it will affect you as a man masturbating.
True.
If you don't know that.
No, very true.
Yeah.
No,
So
I
it's
don't.
yeah. It will
Tell me
affect
more
you
about
it will affect you as a man.
Yeah.
So the temporal marriage is a solution that Islam gave you, rather than going to, like, if you see a non-strict Muslim and he go and do zina. What's the meaning of that?
I mean,
he believe in
For
Islam.
those who don't know, zina is basically fornication.
He do his prayer.
Fornication.
He do everything. He doesn't drink alcohol, but he do zina. And when you ask him why, I can't handle myself because I have sexual problem, like I have sexual thing to do. The logical Islam, the logical Shia Islam give you a solution about that. Like you ask an unstrict Muslim, he will have a girlfriend. Why do you have a girlfriend? Isn't it forbidden? It's give you the same solution.
And it's not only for sexual stuff. Some people want to get married, and before they marry, because they have to spend time together and they want to know each other. So some families, they do this to make them mahram, so it's nothing haram. Like it's not haram when they're touching and they're spending time together.
You know, guys, you should know one thing when it comes to religion, Islam, bro. Like I know I say, okay, Islam and Christianity, Judaism, everything, right? You should understand one thing. You know, I myself am a big fan and believer of human psychology and the human brain and how it's structured, how it's made, emotions, feelings, everything, right? And you should know that humans are greedy. Humans are selfish, humans are greedy, and humans are, most of all, extremely power hungry. Humans are very power hungry. The one thing that we love above all else is power. And you should know that those religions, Islam, Christianity, and the rest, were started a long time ago. And all the way until now, I doubt that there hasn't been small changes by the people who are in charge.
Yeah.
To suit their own personal agendas.
Yeah.
Humans are not all clean. We're not angels. The only human on the planet that was clean was Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, which even he has a story. You know how the angels removed the darkness from his heart as a kid.
That's things that we don't believe in.
Exactly.
That's me as a Shia. I don't believe in that point.
You don't.
I don't believe in that point. How is a prophet that God chose him? God sent two angels and they take the black spot of his heart. It is a logical thing.
It is philosophical.
And the more thing you find it in the books that Prophet Muhammad put his shirt off, there's an operation surgery in his heart.
No, because nobody said that.
I swear, I can give you the hadith. I can give you the hadith.
Guys, I want to say
okay.
something before, because this topic is a really like sensitive topic, and I want to say something. I want to say something. We can have another episode for it, but now we have a shortage of time.
Yeah.
I don't believe in anything. I just believe in God, like him. Okay.
What do you believe in?
I just believe there is a God. That's it.
Okay, how do you communicate with that God?
I just talk normal like a
Bro, don't make the conversation long.
You're making it long. I want to know how does he communicate? He believe in God, and that God.
He's a
what do you
cheeky
know-
bastard, bro. He's making it long.
what do you know about this God?
Here's the thing.
I don't
was
know.
like,
Wait,
guys,
let me
please.
defend myself. Then we
Yeah.
change the topic to
Yeah.
what?
I want to know.
Is it-
I have so much.
is hurt?
So many things to
No,
say.
no.
Guys, can you just please listen to me? I think this podcast has been successful for the most part.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, I have to go right now.
Okay.
I would love
No
to engage
problem.
into this conversation,
Yeah,
but this
we
episode
can-
will be most likely like a two-part. I think we've explained our ideas like pretty equally, so I think we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
It was really a pleasure, like sort of, talking with you because
Yeah.
he symbolizes like an idea of
yeah.
like society and like how
ISIS.
all of that and like all of that, and, like how Middle Eastern people deal with that. So
Yeah.
I think people should be more open-minded to that. Like, sort of.
Yeah, they should. They should like they want us to be open-minded.
Yeah, you should be more like him.
It was fun. I have to run right now. I think this will be like a two-part thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was fun like discussing.
It's
all
not
that.
gonna be 2 part because it's only 20 minutes, so I can just add.
Right.
Yeah.
Mic drop for me.
Live people, the name of the channel is Reasonable Show. So if you subscribe, I would appreciate that.
Actually,
Peace
guys,
out.
don't
Bye bye.
It's a mistake.